Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and thank you once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, if you want to see something on our show or you have some bright idea that you want to see us put on the show, drop them in the comments below or hit us on any one of our social media outlets. Holler at us, we holler back. But man, it's so much to unpack this week. I can't wait to jump into it. We got another week in the NFL books. We got the NBA popping off. You know what? Without further ado, let me get you to my co-host. That man that we can't wait to hear from, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm feeling amazing this week. Amazing. I love this time of year. Love it.
How was your week?
Good week. Good week. A couple upsets, couple teams I'm disappointed in. I'm gonna get to. Do have some disappointments this week. You know, it seems like every week I have disappointments. But
Yeah, you got me a disappointment too.
Oh,
That Canadian football league.
yeah,
The Blue
Grey Cup,
Bombers.
the
We're gonna have
Blue-
to we gotta say something about that too.
the Blue Bombers bombed. But we'll get to that. You know, but I'm sure people don't like what? Who the Blue Bombers?
Yeah,
But
you know, a lot of people not into football the way we into football.
we follow football around the world, so we'll
My
go
goodness.
United States, Canada, Europe. We don't care. We
And
love it.
soccer is getting hot too.
Soccer is always hot. Soccer now, I mean, it's the number one sport in the world.
But for me, you got to understand, I wasn't really a soccer fan, and the reason why is because I never watched.
See, I always watch. See, you one of those you play youth soccer as a kid. You didn't like one of those. I played you know soccer, baseball, basketball, football.
I was still always with the pigskin. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Throw up tackle.
they're all tackle. That's it. So you should. It was a fun sport. It's one of those sports that's fun to play.
Right.
And when you're out there and you're playing, it's a fun sport to deal with. Watching it, you know, you got to have a acquired taste to sit there and watch a whole soccer match, but to play it, it's fun.
So the Sunday pan out for you?
You know, overall Sunday, my picks were pretty solid. Like I said, we did have a couple upsets we need to get into. We'll talk about all that, but for the most part, we were pretty spot on as far as the picks go. It's just this time of year is a tough time because you don't know who's playing hard and who's tanking it. So we're gonna talk about some people tanking it this week.
Yeah, and this seems like a lot of people tanking.
And speaking of tanking, let's just get right started with the biggest tank of the week.
Uh-oh.
Mike Tyson. To all you people out there who I told you guys, do not put your money on Mike Tyson. I told you guys this fight was a farce. Did I not say that months ago? Did I say
Right.
a 58-year-old should not be fighting against a 27-year-old? And they sold it and sold it. Oh, he's looking great in the training. Oh, he's looking strong. He still hits hard. You know, he just needs one punch. He can knock him out.
But this is the thing. Through that whole thing, I felt the same way that Tyson still had a puncher's chance. But at the same time, I also agree with you that it's not a real fight.
No.
And as we all know, we watched that Conor McGregor catastrophe.
Mhm.
I call it catastrophe because Mayweather wasn't fight. It wasn't a real sanctioned fight.
No.
If he would have lost, he wouldn't have got a real blemish on his record.
Exactly.
So what is the world coming to in sports where all this hoopla, because this fight honestly had the painting on the wall like an old Tyson fight. That's what they wanted to see Tyson getting there at 57, 58 years old and look like a young man.
And dream on, dream on, dream on.
But see, Steve, it was more to the unpacking that fight. That fight, I feel like it hurt his legacy a little bit. I feel like
what legacy? Whoa. Okay, let's back it up. Let's back it up.
I know you're not saying that Mike Tyson doesn't have a legacy.
Okay, let's be real. Okay, the myth of Mike Tyson and the reality of Mike Tyson. The myth is that he was this larger than life being that was invincible.
Myth.
It's a myth, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a myth.
How disrespectful are you?
Because when you go back and you really look at his career, the three main fights that he needed to win, he went 0-3. That is Holyfield 1, Holyfield 2, and Lennox Lewis. Every other fight, I mean, he fought a lot of decent fighters. He fought a lot of solid fighters. But who really on his resume, other than the two Holyfields and Tyson, did he fight in their prime that were elite fighters?
So wait a minute. Are you trying to say Mike Tyson was ducking people back in the day?
I'm saying that he was well orchestrated. He was the
He fought everybody.
he was
Steve.
the Floyd. Look, who did he fight?
He fought everybody who was relevant back then.
Okay, once again,
this is not one of those things where like Mayweather that you can pinpoint saying that he didn't fight Pacquiao in his heyday. No, he fought everybody who was in his way.
But when once again, when we look back on his legacy, because you mentioned the word legacy.
Big
when
time.
you mention on the legacy, don't get me wrong. Mike Tyson was amazing, especially between the ages of 16 to 20. He was amazing. He was must-sell TV. I mean, let's just talk about
there
this.
was no one else like him.
Exactly. But let's just be real.
Legacy.
The legacy of Tyson was that he was a flawed individual. And because he was flawed, there's something about Americans that we love flawed individuals. We're seeing right now in politics. If you're flawed, America will rally behind you. I don't know what it is. We've been like this way going back to Billy the Kid, Jesse James. You can go to the Capone.
Well, to be clear, Steve,
we
are all
no. We're not all.
Yeah,
we're
all
not
of us
all.
are.
No. Stop.
Well,
we don't. I'll give you an example.
Show me somebody's perfect.
No, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
And this is one that you even have an issue with.
Okay.
LeBron James.
Okay.
Why do people have so much disdain and hatred towards LeBron James? This man is a family man. He don't have any major skeletons in his closet. There's nothing that he's done that embarrasses his family. Why does he get so much pushback? Whereas people like a Kobe or a Jordan who have had flawed lifestyles outside of the game, they get hero welcomes because that's what America likes. We like rapists. We like people who gamble. We like people who do bad things. I don't know.
Let me stop you there. See,
First of all,
you tried, but
what?
First of all, LeBron, the reason why he gets that disdain that you're talking about, you just named a bunch of people who stayed with the team, who were a team player through it all, and you compared them to a person that how many teams has LeBron James been on?
Okay, 4.
I'm just asking.
Actually, 3. He was in Cleveland, Miami, and then the Lakers.
Cleveland, Miami, the Lakers.
Yes.
Did any of the players that you named, how many teams are they on?
Okay.
Don't try to bring up Jordan and the Wizards because when he bought the Wizards to bring the sales up.
Okay.
Let's not do that because he was a Bull player through and through the whole time.
So you're saying just because they stayed on one team, that's the reason why they got this hero?
Well,
despite their flaws?
Well,
despite their flaws, that gives them recognition because of being on just one team?
No, not just that. The thing was they fought through because Jordan wasn't the Jordan like you pointed out on this show before. Yes. Jordan wasn't all that until he got this person and that person, but he stuck it out with one team and brought it home and became a GOAT.
Okay.
LeBron chased the ring, went from team to team, right or wrong.
Many guys Shaq chased the rings. Nobody gives him the same grief that LeBron gets.
Shaq chased the rings.
He left the Lakers to go to Miami and got a ring in a different city. He's played for like 7
The
different
Lakers
teams.
let Shaq go.
No, they did not. That's not true. That's not true. The Lakers didn't let him go.
The Lakers did not pay Shaq. You don't remember Shaq running down the middle of the court doing like this?
He said, "Pay me, or I'm going to go somewhere else." They didn't let him go.
That's letting him go.
No, he went on to go. He went on to go somewhere.
So did the Lakers pay him, Steve?
Once again,
you're not answering my question. I answered yours.
Yes, there was a situation where Kobe went to the management and said, "Either he stays or I go." See, you are what they call a revisionist.
What I say is
you are a revisionist. You
can call me whatever, but
you seem to forget about
the
fact that Kobe went to the Clippers and said, "I will go play for you." You see,
Slander.
you left this out. It's not slander. It's true.
Slander.
Kobe went to the Clippers and said, "I will go play for you." He went back to the Lakers and said,
Were you in this meeting?
either you give it a Shaq or I go to the Clippers." Look, I mean, you guys can all look it up. I mean, this is common knowledge.
So you just proved my point that the Lakers let Shaq go
because he had no other choice, because it was either Kobe stay or Shaq go.
Okay.
Kobe said, "I don't want to be Robin to Shaq's Batman." He went behind the scenes. He went to Jerry West and said, "Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do, but if Shaq stays, I'm going to the Clippers."
Okay, so the Lakers got rid of Shaq. Shaq didn't chase a ring. He didn't get paid. This is the difference. LeBron went to the teams that he wanted. Because those teams didn't be like, wait a minute, it was a different. Those teams didn't be like, well, we're not going to pay you, LeBron.
So you have
LeBron went everywhere he wanted to go.
Okay,
don't try to compare Shaq to LeBron. That's what you just tried to do.
So you have a problem with a guy who wants to stand up for himself and sit there and say, "I'm not going to sit there and just tolerate being on a losing organization." You have an issue with that?
He went back
in Cleveland.
He went back to Cleveland and got a ring, didn't he?
Because after he won rings, then all of a sudden now guys
all of a sudden.
Wait, look at the Cleveland team he had for his first 6 years, and then look at the Cleveland team he had after he went to Miami.
I'm not debating that, Steve.
Two totally different teams.
The thing you asked me was, why does he get the disdain? And I just told you the reason.
I just told you. He asked everybody to come to Cleveland to help him win a ring, and they said no. They didn't want to go there. He wanted Dwayne Wade to go there. Dwayne said no. He asked Bosh to go there. They said no. They said, okay, look, we'll meet up in Miami. And that's what happened. I don't look at me. I was mad at the time it happened. I was upset. I was huge.
Everybody was.
But in hindsight, it was the smartest move he ever did.
I didn't say it wasn't a smart move. You just asked me the reason. I just told you why he gets the hate that he gets. No. These other players, world organizations, they got beaten up too.
Okay.
And they could have left and went to other places. They did not.
Right. All right. So
they stayed and they got rings in those places where they were. So they got that type of respect for being a teamsman on that team.
But getting back to what the original
I'm not saying what he did was wrong, though.
No, but getting back to the original argument was that Americans, for whatever reason, we have a love-hate relationship with flawed athletes.
Everybody's flawed.
And it goes, no.
That's what I was saying.
That's not true.
Everybody is
I'll tell you why.
Steve.
Who's the greatest wide receiver in the history of the NFL?
The greatest wide receiver in the NFL?
Yes.
Man.
In
my time?
What are you thinking about? This is not even an argument.
It is.
Who is the greatest wide receiver in the history of the NFL?
Rice?
Of course, it's Rice. Who else would you think?
Johnson?
Oh my goodness.
Megatron?
Right. Guys,
Megatron?
God, I try to stop the alcohol before the show, but
oh my goodness. Hey.
You gonna put Megatron in the same discussion? You gonna put Megatron in the same discussion as Jerry Rice? It's not even. I didn't say the most talented athlete. I said who was the best wide receiver in the history of the NFL. It's not even close.
Megatron is nice.
Pull up Jerry Rice's stats compared to Megatron's stats. It's not even in the same league. Oh my goodness.
Gab 13 says he should have stayed to build a team. Bam!
But you
thank you, sir.
Okay, but
shout out to Gab on YouTube. Yeah, thank you for that.
We'll shout out to that. But you can't stay there and build a team if they don't want to put the players there. Look at Charles. Hey, time out. Look at Charles Barkley. He went around chasing rings, and what happened to him? No ring, and he gets all this grief because he never won a title.
He's like that sometimes.
I mean, Patrick Ewing, great player. He stayed with the Knicks way too long.
For whatever reason.
Never got a ring, and people now, nobody even puts him in the same argument.
For whatever reason. See, what kills your argument is that LeBron went back to Cleveland.
Right.
And got a ring.
And got the ring.
And which means if he would have stayed, he would have got a ring.
No. That's not how it works, guys.
Oh.
You gotta establish the championship first, then the players will come. He tried to get the players there. They did not want to come there because it was Cleveland. Now, once he won 2 rings and people say, oh, I can win with him, then all of a sudden Dwayne Wade's like, hey, I go to Cleveland. Kevin Love's like, hey, I'll go to Cleveland. Hey, our Irving was already there. Remember, Kyrie Irving didn't come until after LeBron left because he was drafted first in the draft. They would have never had Kyrie Irving if LeBron stayed.
If you guys just now tuning in, here at Blow the Whistle Sports, Steve, he has
I'm
a
on a
necklace with LeBron on it, and he's a LeBron Ike, LeBron acolyte. That's what we call you.
Call it what you want to call it.
And no matter what, this man hated Kobe's guts. I don't even know. That's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy. This is 2024, year to Kobe.
It's not a hatred for Kobe personally.
I get it.
It's an understanding that he was a flawed individual. I mean,
we're all flawed, Steve.
Okay, but that being said, though, it identifies, that's part of what people identify him with.
Gab 13 says, well, if he would have stayed, he would have had some chances of being the GOAT. Now he will never be that ever. Woo! That's a cold statement, Gab. Thank you, sir.
Let's first of all just end this argument right here.
Hey, I didn't say it, Steve.
You can't.
A viewer, one of our viewers, and shout out to you, Gab. I appreciate that.
But I'm going to tell you the argument. The argument is that Michael Jordan will always be the GOAT because what he did for the NBA at a time when the NBA, you can't compare when LeBron came into the NBA with what Jordan came in. You guys don't remember. There was a time when the NBA Finals weren't even shown live on TV. You go back to 1970 and 1979. It was rebroadcast. I mean,
Steve,
the NBA
he's a sports almanac. I didn't even know that the NBA when in the finals was never. It was a time it wasn't on TV.
It was rebroadcast. I mean, the NBA was struggling. They had Dr. J, who was the only so-called elite player at the time, but he couldn't carry the NBA. It wasn't until Magic and Larry Bird came in that they were like the Caitlin Clark of the NBA.
They lit the torch.
They lit the torch. And then 4 years later, Michael Jordan came in and he took it to that next level. And they admit to it. I mean, you ask Magic Johnson, he'll tell you. Larry and I were the ones who saved the NBA when the time when it was struggling. But then when Michael Jordan came in, we couldn't match him. And that's when he became the GOAT. So there's no argument. I don't even know why people even bring LeBron James up in the GOAT discussion, because he can't become the GOAT because the NBA is not the same NBA that Michael Jordan came into. Michael Jordan came in a time
this
when the
NBA is not the same from when Kobe was playing.
No.
To when it transferred to LeBron all the way.
Exactly.
LeBron came in at the butt end of that era.
Exactly. So I don't even bring him up. When I talk about LeBron James, I talk about he's had the best overall career.
Right. But this whole argument came in because we were talking about Tyson and flawed people.
So going back to Tyson, as we were saying before, when you look at Tyson's career, I mean, Tyson from between 1986 to 1990,
16, 17,
he was a beast. I mean, knockout until he fought Buster Douglas, and you saw him unraveling. I mean, you could see it ahead of time that he was.
And he won when he fought Buster Douglas.
Well,
but they wanted Tyson to lose. They wanted Tyson to lose. But that's another story for another time.
I know you're not going conspiracy theory on me.
That's another story for another time.
Mr. Anti-conspiracy theory. I know you're not going conspiracy theory. He lost that fight. I mean, bottom line, but he wasn't ready. He admits himself that he wasn't mentally the Mike Tyson that should have went in there and knocked him out in the first round because
he had the wrong people in his corner.
And he had too many things going on. He didn't go there serious. I mean, any fighter has a puncher's chance. Like you said many times, if you go in there with a puncher, one punch and that can be it. And that's what Buster Douglas. Buster
Douglas had got knocked down. If anybody want to go watch it, and you can count to like 14, and they still let Buster Douglas get up, and Tyson should have won that fight.
Right.
And there it is right there.
Okay.
A blemish on your record by somebody doing something wrong. But we're not going to go there. Like I said, that's another time. Yeah. But all in all, I didn't like this Jake Paul fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I even hear rumblings of a part 2. You can spend your money if you want to.
Part 2?
I've heard rumblings of it.
Part 2?
Man. Did you even see Tyson throw an uppercut in this fight?
Once again, they've already gone and shown that there's situations where he could have clearly clocked Paul and he held back because they had it between the two of them decide they weren't going to hurt each other. It was a situation of they were going to go out there, put on a show. Neither one of them.
This was not a show.
It was a show.
This was not a show.
It was a bad show.
This was a catastrophe.
Well, it was a bad show, but it was a show. I mean, they went out there, they danced around a little bit. Mike Tyson bobbing the weed a little bit. People were like, okay, well, that's the Mike Tyson we love to see. But no, he was not throwing any punches to try to really cause harm. It was what it was. It was $20 million for Tyson, and it was $40 million for Jake Paul.
And I heard Tyson got like an extra $5 or $6 million for something else.
Because they had the highest streaming of any, not just boxing match, but MMA, anything. It's the most streamed event of all time. So the interest was high, but it was a show.
I was so let down. Well, all I seen my hero go out there, and he wasn't even. You know what? What else are we talking about, Steve? That was done with it. That was nasty. I have a bad taste in my mouth.
I refuse to pay a cent for it. I was watching AEW wrestling. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I say I'm not gonna even waste my time on it. But I did watch the replay, and like I said, it was what I expected. He looked old. He wasn't anywhere near the type of shape that he should have been in for a boxing match.
They weren't going into the box. They just going in there and throw a couple of taps on each other. It was rounds. I didn't even see Tyson throw a punch. I seen him moving around. He didn't even do the moves he did on his training video.
Did he even one time go in there and the Mike Tyson would swarm the guy, immediately come out there and just totally
never.
Not one time.
He didn't go down to the body like he likes to do, and then do the patented uppercuts from the Mike Tyson Punch-Out game, knockout game that we grew up on from Nintendo. None of those uppercuts.
None.
That man, I still think that if it was a real fight, Tyson would have hurt him. Right. But at the same time, we are not going to see that fight. No. I'm happy for Tyson. He got his $20 million, and that's what it was.
Walk over to the sunset. But going back to close out, his legacy is exactly what you saw on Saturday. That is his legacy, is that when he wanted to fight, he was a great fighter. But
when it was a real fight,
but
he was a great
time. Yeah, this time he's more concerned about going on, getting his money, and smoking his weed. So we'll close on that note. Let me give a shout out to Sandra in North Carolina.
Hey, Sandra, how you doing in North Carolina?
Yes, Carolina Panthers got a big one this weekend. We're going to talk about this one.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
We're going to get to that, but we want to get to a little NBA Cup first.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to just quickly. We spent a lot more time than we should have on the boxing.
Yeah, because that was a legend back there. That was
Let's see, man. Okay. I'll give you. He's a legend. I'll give you that. Tyson was a legend, but as far as we got to put as far as legacy goes, we had to put some question marks on.
Ain't no question marks. No question mark. It's question mark to you, Steve.
It's question marks because the 3 fights he needed to win, he lost and lost badly. One fight he got knocked down. The second fight he bit the guy, and the third guy, Lewis destroyed him. Do you agree?
That's what happened, Steve.
Okay. All right.
I can't disagree.
All right. Thank you.
It's what happened.
It's what happened.
But that has nothing to do with the legacy. He's still a man.
The 3 fights.
He's the most feared man in boxing.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway. All right. NBA Cup. I'm just going real quick. The teams that are still undefeated. So they put it in the groups. So you have Group A, Group B, and Group C for each conference. So in Group A, undefeated still is Orlando and the Knicks, 2-0. In Group B, the Detroit Pistons are surprising at 2-0. With Milwaukee 1-0. And then Group C, Atlanta is surprising at 2-0 as well. So the Eastern Conference, we got a lot of surprise teams up there. Now, the Western Conference goes a little more closer to what we expect. But Houston, surprisingly, in Group A is 1-0. Our beloved Lakers are 2-0.
Lake Show!
And in Group C, Golden State is 2-0. So we might get some good Laker Warrior in the group, the NBA Cup semifinals. That'd be a great semifinal matchup.
How is the Warriors? I haven't tuned in that much to the Cup yet.
They're a different team now. Klay Thompson, of course, has moved on to Dallas. Right. So now they got a lot more young blood. You still got the 2 main cogs. You got Curry, of course. And we got Draymond Green. Those are the 2 holdovers, but now you have a lot of young blood in there. So it's a transition.
Okay.
So we're gonna give him. Yeah. Now I do want to give a shout out to Dalton Connect because he went off last night for the Lakers. The rookie player broke the NBA rookie record with 9 3-pointers.
Woo!
So he was drafted, I think, like 14th. I don't know how they keep missing on these guys. They do these drafts, they do all this studying, they're supposed to go down and then you always get these guys who get drafted. Steph Curry drafted like 10th. I mean,
well, people do their homework, and when somebody's looking for a certain something, they're not looking for that something special.
Well,
it's possible to be overlooked.
I don't think
Steph
so.
Curry was picked when?
Like 10th, 9th or 10th. I mean, he fell all the way down. He should have been the first pick of the draft that year, but I guess people are saying, "Oh, he's too small."
We know that now.
I mean, but you see the body of work he did in college. I mean, he was a beast in college. I mean, I don't know how these scouts just missed out on these guys.
When was Tom Brady drafted? What
well, I mean, the only thing you can say about Tom Brady though was that he did have a horrible combine. I mean, I think he ran like a 5.2, 5.3 40. I mean, it was
horrible, right?
Horrible.
And it's the GOAT.
And the GOAT.
So it tells you can do a lot of X's and O's and numbers and have a horrible combine,
right,
and still turn out to be the man.
The man. So yeah. So I mean, there was no excuse for Curry though. Curry should have been in the top 3. He had a college career where he showed that he was going to be legit.
Well, every year that people have their favorites. Anybody that's played sports at a high level, that you could be the man on the team, and just because the coach is friends with somebody's dad, or they have history with this player because he played there last year and you just got there, that you will sit your butt on the bench, ride the pine, because yeah. You're not the favorite. You're the best, but you're not the favorite. And then sometimes it's foul that you have to wait your turn, and you get lost in the shuffle because you were the one behind this man, and this man can't even hold a candle to you.
I agree with you. Okay, that part I agree with you on. That I agree. You want to open the phone lines? But I could give another shout out real quick.
Go ahead, give a shout out, Steve.
Tonight, in women's college basketball, Gino Auriemma.
Woo!
He, anybody who follows anything about women's college basketball knows that he is the GOAT of coaching in women's college basketball now, because he has 1,217 wins, the greatest number of wins in basketball history. That is, yeah.
How did he do it?
17 in college basketball. He did it because he able to recruit the greatest player. I mean, he has 60 of his all-time greatest players come back to be there tonight with him, and it's like a who's who of college basketball. I mean, he's had so many great players play for him, but he's also must be a great coach, because great players only go to work with great coaches. So I give him a shout out for that. Yeah, that's
our hat goes off to him here from Blow the Whistle Sports.
So we're gonna give him a shout out.
If you want to call in, the number is 1-909-844-4443. Very easy number. That's 1-909-844-4443.
Yeah, tell me if I'm wrong about Tyson. Tell me if I'm wrong about LeBron, Kobe, Michael. I love debating. I love going
13 says Tyson could have beat that dude with one punch. It was a setup, but I'm happy that Tyson got money.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. He got money. I just feel like he got money in a distasteful way, just in the sense of, say it's an exhibition. Don't sit there and say it's a sanctioned fight if it's not going to be a true sanctioned fight. If it's going to be, we want to just see him out there one more time, make it look good.
It's what they do these days, man. Yeah, it's what they do.
Yeah, it's what they do, but it's not.
It's all social media now. Social media, we got people going around opening up the tops of ice cream, licking the top of them. Who thinks of this stuff?
I know. Speaking of social media, as we get into the NFL, you hear about this Donald Trump dance? Do you know what the Donald Trump dance is?
No, I have to see it.
See,
have you seen the shoes?
I saw the shoes. Yeah, I'm talking about the shoes, but
my boy got some of the shoes.
Don't even get me going there. But this Donald Trump dance is now the hottest sensation among professional athletes in sports. They get a touchdown, they score a goal, they want to do the Donald Trump dance. So
you got me wanting to see what this dance is.
So
hey, demonstrate the dance, Steve.
I'm not going to demonstrate it whatsoever. But
we're about to see Steve do the Donald Trump dance.
That wasn't going to happen. But anyway, the NFL came down and they said, look, if we allow all the other dancers to go, we're not going to sit there and demonstrate against the Donald Trump dance. So they said that if guys want to do it,
what would be the problem with doing it?
Well, I think the NFL has a rule, a law in there about politicization. Showing your political viewpoints in any way. You're not supposed to. I remember a couple weeks ago, Nick Bosa got in a little flack, a little trouble because during an interview with somebody else, he came up from behind and was wearing his Donald Trump hat. And
you mean
NFL,
the MAGA hat?
Yeah, the MAGA hat. So the NFL was really upset about that because they have a clear rule saying that NFL players are not supposed to use any politicized, don't use their form to show your political views.
That sounds crazy to me when you do the national anthem at the game.
Yeah, but the national anthem is not supposed to be political. It's supposed to be for both sides. It's not like the national anthem supports one side over the other. So it's supposed to be, a universal thing for all Americans.
But see, this is
that's different than
some people are not going to like what I say. But guess what?
What?
He's the president now, so it's supposed to be for all people now too.
No, I think
it's not one side or the other anymore. That's out now.
Right.
They've already voted. He's now the president.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, he's the president.
But that
period.
But that goes on. But like I said, on both sides, it would be the same thing if somebody came out and supported Biden, supported Harris. It would be on the same side if you went there and did it. Now the NBA is different. See, the NBA players have long been political, but in the NFL, they've made it a point not to use politicization of their players. So leagues are different. The NBA, LeBron has long been an outspoken Democrat. Coach for the
I'll say this:
Spurs.
Whatever side you're on, we're all supposed to be on the same side. So feel how you want to feel. I know we're going to hear a whole 4 years of whining, but that whatever side wins, the other side always whines. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, let's moving right along with sports.
So we're getting right back to the NFL. So I said we just started out. So I've been just dying to go.
Sandra Martin says, "Thanks for the shout out."
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Like I said, we're just trying to. We're two fans who have our opinions, and we just want to get it out there and let people know how we feel. And
we're gonna give you the bottom line.
Yeah.
We're not gonna sugarcoat anything.
No,
we're gonna listen to all the other forums, and we're gonna hear what they're saying, and then we're gonna tell you the real of what fans feel from our side.
Exactly.
We don't have a network holding us down. We're gonna tell you how TI is.
Yeah, we would be kicked off the network a long time ago if we were on a network station. So no, we do it real. So speaking of real, I've been just dying. Who's my favorite player? I love to pick on the NFL.
Oh my goodness. Are we about to talk about Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, we are. Oh my goodness.
Let us, Steve. You know what, Steve? Get this off your chest. Go ahead.
I've been saying this for years. Have I not been saying this for years? Going back years and years of my distinct. This man, speaking of Mike Tyson taking a paycheck, Aaron Rodgers has taken a whole 2-year paycheck.
Oh my goodness.
This man's making $55-60 million a year to stink up the. I mean, he sold an organization that somehow he was going to be the fountain of youth was going to hit him at 40, and he's going to lead the Jets to the promised land. I laughed when they signed him. You remember that when we had the show on? I said this is going to be a disaster. It's going to end horribly. Did I not say that?
You did say that, Steve.
And I was so right. Oh my goodness, I was so right.
But the thing is, didn't they do the same thing, the same teams with Brett Favre?
Who are you talking about?
Like, didn't the same thing happen with Green Bay?
Yeah,
with the quarterback leaving, going to another team.
Yeah, but the difference though was that Brett Favre, he didn't go there and sit there and talk about I'm going to lead him to the championship. He didn't do all that. He just went there. It was towards the end of his career. The Jets did him dirty. They said, okay, we're not going to let you finish with us. We're going to, we got this young guy, Aaron Rodgers, which we understand. And so he said, I'm going to go on to different pastures. It was kind of going back to that Shaq Kobe thing. It was kind of like, Aaron Rodgers said, my time is now. I need to play. Brett Favre wasn't the same guy he used to be.
The young buck bucking up.
Yeah, so at that point they said we're going to go with the young guy, and so you understand that he went on. He went to the Vikings, went to the Jets. Didn't have the success.
What I'm saying is he went to the Green Bay QB.
Yes,
went back to the Jets,
right.
And it was how did he do on that team?
Better than better than Aaron Rodgers.
I know you can take any chance to take a shot.
I can answer that right. I can answer that right now. He did better than Aaron Rodgers did because Aaron Rodgers is doing. He's got the coach fired and got the GM fired this week. So the GM now, Joe Douglas, now is out of a job because he sold himself on getting Aaron Rodgers to the Jets to lead them to the championship. Now this man's going to be homeless. He's gonna have no place to stay.
Oh my goodness!
He gonna have to beg for money. We're gonna be looking at him out on the streets of New York begging for money now because of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh! Let me tell you. Sandra Martin said, "I really enjoyed the show, and yes, Tyson has already proven himself. He's just flattering his acting career, furthering his acting career.
Well, yeah." No, I mean he's making money.
He's a horrible actor.
A horrible actor, but also he said he himself said that he wanted to have his kids. Now, he's about 6-7 kids that he wanted to have them all see him in the ring because most of them were too young to remember him when he was in his prime.
And that's what tricked me because when he said that made me think like, oh, maybe he's gonna give them a show.
Yeah. I remember you said that. You thought
I
didn't think that. I said
as soon as he said because the whole time I've been thinking it's not a real fight,
right?
But as soon as I heard those words, I was like, Tyson's about to put hands on this boy.
I didn't think that. When I heard it, I heard it differently. When I heard that, I said, okay, but he's just going to go out there. He doesn't want to get hurt.
He tricked me, Steve.
He wants to go out there and last the full fight. He doesn't want to get hurt, and he just wants to go out there and say, hey, I'll get you. When you try to give people a show, usually you fail because the guy we wanted to see, Tyson, was the guy who was just.
Well, I said last week on the show, if I wanted to see a Tyson fight, I wanted to see I'm gonna eat your baby Tyson.
Right. You want to see, and that's what people were hoping to see. That's why the money was going on Tyson, was that people thought when he got in the ring, he was gonna go back and be that rageful guy. But if anybody watched that last fight he did back in 2007, at the end of the fight, he was just glad to get over with. He was
hugging people.
He was almost.
It was disgusting to me.
So that's why I expect to see. So so thank you, Sandra. We appreciate all. Like I said, we want to hear from you guys. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate if I'm saying something that you don't like, say, hey, I hate it.
And don't be afraid to call in.
I'll say it.
The telephone number is 1-909-844-4443. Put that in your book. So sometimes you don't even want to hear it. As soon as we open the telephone lines, give us a call. We love to hear from you. So, but right now,
let me just close out before we get to the game. Let me just close out by saying the owner of the Jets, after week 4, wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers, and apparently the coaches were like, no, let's give him a chance. And then the next week, the coach got fired. So it pretty much speaks for itself.
So it's not Aaron Rodgers' fault. It was the coach's fault why he got himself fired, because he should have listened to the person who's paying the paycheck, the person who's signing that paycheck. But, so you put it on Aaron Rodgers, and clearly you've just shown
I'm putting it all on Aaron Rodgers.
The coach fired himself.
Yeah, the coach is not making $50 million a year, so money talks. You know how that goes.
Yes, this is true.
He's not going to cut the $50 million, so he's going to cut the guy who, is making a whole lot less money. So let's get to the games last week, because we had some questions.
Thank you.
I hate to start on
last week's games.
My beloved team, the Commanders.
Let me down.
Wait a second.
Let me down.
Let you down.
What was half man and half amazing? What was going on in this game?
I'll tell you.
What's happening here?
Okay, I'll tell you right now what happened. And, I tried to give the benefit. I still like Dan Quinn. I still like Cliff Kingsbury. Oh, we got a call.
Yeah, we got a call. Hold up a second. Let me patch you in.
All right. I'm going to get to this in a second, guys. I'm going to tell you about the Commanders.
Brother, what's the sports? Who's calling?
Yes, sir. It's Lamont.
Oh!
Fly, Eagles, fly. Oh, sorry. And before you get started, though, I'm sorry I had to put hands on you in fantasy football.
You have to throw that out there because we got you in the real life, so
you got me in real life, but
fantasy
in the big league, in the big league,
You
league.
played him?
Oh yeah, he went against my
he got
beast
the win.
team. He went against my beast team. I mean that team was putting hands on him, but yeah, he got
How
me
much
in
you
that
win
one.
by?
What's the final score? Was it 30 points? 40? I lost count.
You got me. Yeah, you got me by decent. It wasn't
Yeah,
that much. I almost
yeah,
came back, but Lamar Jackson had that bag. I had Lamar Jackson
yeah.
starting.
Well,
He
I
was
had
playing against
was
the
that one I
Steelers.
had Daniel? I think I had Daniel starting that one. Who stung it up?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
who did I have? Who had like 40 some points? I had some. I gotta go back and look at that one.
You had. I gotta pull it up.
Yeah, I gotta put
You
somebody
had
had 40 some points for me, and that saved me.
because I have Barkley. Barkley balled out.
Yeah, Barkley did
And
good.
then,
Man,
you had. Let me see. It was.
I gotta look on that.
While y'all talking about that,
let me go out real
Commanders
quick about the
Jaden Daniels
Commanders.
had 22 completions on 32 attempts, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Look, the game came down to one thing. All right, in the fourth quarter, the Commanders were winning 10-6.
Right.
The Eagles went down, scored the touchdown. The kicker, who had already missed 2 field goals, missed the extra point, 12-10. Daniels went down and drove the ball down to like the 21, 22-yard line, 4th and 2. It's the fourth quarter. Kick the field goal. Your field goal kickers made 12 in a row. You can get the lead. Even if the Eagles go down and score a touchdown, you still got a chance to score a touchdown and win the game. Why would you go for it on 4th and 2 in the fourth quarter?
It's crazy, Lamar. If you see the look on his face, he remember all that like he's still sitting at the game.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm kicking, throwing things at the screen. And then to make it worse, And then to make it worse, they do a horrible 4th and 2 call. They have him go and roll down a sweep down the line. You can't on 4th and 2 against a good defense try to run down across the line. You have to go straight north and south. East and west, you're almost always going to get killed.
You know what? I can see Steve on the sideline giving out orders right now.
Yeah.
I can see you doing it right now. Hey, but the trip part about this game was, and people, you're going to love it, it was a one-man show. It looked like a superhero over there. Saquon Barkley, the Giants, I don't know what you guys were thinking about, you letting this man go. This man was over there, 26 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. My goodness. And then Jalen Hurts, they had to put the tush push inside the game.
Of course.
They had to do it.
Yeah, but that was the game. Once they lost that 4th down, Saquon did his thing in the fourth quarter, 2 touchdowns, game's over. I mean, that was it. It was 26-10 then.
This man, Saquon, I feel like he's a new draft pick. He got brand new legs. What's going on?
But he was never bad with the
jumping
Giants.
1 week. Yeah. Now he faces Washington defense is no joke. Yeah. It's not a defense to take lightly. And he got 104. He ran it down y'all throat.
The bottom line is, look, and I'm gonna say it with Lamar on the phone. You guys are the best team. Okay, 1A and 1B. Huh? I'm gonna put the Lions.
Say it again. They're the best team. What?
I'm gonna say, look. I'm gonna say
it.
Lions are 1A, Eagles are 1B. Those are the 2 best teams in the NFC. And then after that, there's a drop off. You got Lions, Eagles.
What about the NFC East?
No, I'm just talking about the NFC as a whole. The Lions and Eagles are by far the 2 best teams, and then 3, 4, and 5, you're gonna have a drop off. Commanders. You could say Green Bay. You could say, God, really those 2, because there's another drop off. Then you got the Falcons.
That's
Cardinals.
The way Steve feels.
No, I mean based on the play. Would you agree with me, Lamont, that the Eagles and Lions are shown to be the 2 best teams in the NFC?
100%.
Yeah,
it's Eagles, Lions.
Yeah, Eagles, Lions, and then
he's supposed to be like, no, my team is not.
I mean, number 1, but the Eagles. I mean, the Lions is up there. I see it as 1, 2.
Yeah,
but that's how I see it.
Well, the Lions have been more consistent dominant this year. The Eagles had a little struggles at the beginning. Now they're on, now they're hot for sure. But I would love to see those two in the NFC Championship game. That would be the matchup in the NFC right now. So
I mean, that's what it's looking like it's going to be.
right.
The thing about us, though,
I don't know.
The thing about us is that, like, I even when I called in last week, I didn't say it was going to look pretty.
Right.
But that's
because it wasn't. It wasn't pretty at all.
No.
Jalen Hurts had a he laid an egg.
Right.
He laid an egg. If it wasn't for that tush push at the goal line, he laid an egg.
I would say lay the egg.
Yeah.
He gets the job done. He's not your
exactly.
He's not that quarterback that's going to put up huge numbers. and not that quarterback that's going to look
18
pretty.
completions on 28 attempts, 221 yards.
Yeah, but how many interceptions?
No touchdowns.
How many interceptions?
None. No touchdowns.
That's what
either.
I'm saying. He's not going to give you the huge stuff, but he's not going to make huge mistakes, and he's not going to cost you. I mean, you know what you get from him. He's going to go out there and give you what he gives you. And that's why
all
I like
the touchdowns was on the ground.
But once again, when he needs to win, he wins. How many rushing yards did he get?
Jalen Hurts had 10 carries for 39 yards.
Okay, 40 yards for a running back. Nothing huge, but I mean,
we get the job done. We never claim that we gonna blow anybody up. We normally have, like, all this year we have to come back in games, but for some reason we get the job done.
You get the job done.
That's really all.
That's all I want for your quarterback is to get the job done. We can talk about some other quarterbacks making a whole lot more money than
So I can get both of y'all to say that it'll be one of these teams in the NFC Championship.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, who else would you even put up there?
I think somebody else will sneak up in there.
Yeah.
The way they playing, you get the job done, but once it gets down to the nitty gritty, let's see. Hey, you know what? I'm not taking nothing away from them because I was high on the Eagles last season. You remember?
Yeah.
And then they faded away into the sunset.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh yeah.
That when this guy on the phone stopped calling us. He lost a number back then.
Oh yeah.
But
all the way through this year.
So
well, we gotta get his. We can't let him go without getting his predictions.
Right, I want to hear his predictions. I'm listening to you guys. You guys are high on the horse.
Yeah.
Your team, Washington. His team, the Eagles.
Oh, the Commanders gonna be straight next year. It's just this year. It's not our team. Dan Quinn is not. Unfortunately, him and Kingsbury have a horrible record in November, December. They just can't get the job done when the games start to count. So
I haven't put my finger on the team, but I think an NFC team that's neither one of the teams that you guys mentioned is going to sneak up in there.
Who?
I
already know what he's going to say. So before you even said it, no, I know who his team is.
No, I think it's going to be an upset, but I haven't put my finger on it because right now
nobody's doing it.
But I'm not going to count Seattle out.
I am.
I'm not going to count them out.
I am.
I'm not going to count them out yet.
Okay.
And then I'm just not going to count them out.
The problem is going to be now the road to the Super Bowl is going to either go through Detroit or it's going to go through Philadelphia. Which one of those other teams do you see that's going to be able to go into those two places in January and win? I don't.
Is Detroit AFC, NFC?
They're both NFC.
Okay.
Yeah. So either Detroit or the Eagles are going to have that number one seed. There's nobody else unless
I give it to Detroit.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That offense is out of this world, and the Philly is going to have to sit back there and throw the ball. We know they can do it, but they're going to have to get active. They're not going to be able to play this type of game they're playing when they play a Detroit type team.
Well, I mean, that's.
I even want to see. I want to see that. Have the Eagles played the Rams this year?
Well, they're going to play. Thank you. So we're waiting for that prediction. So we got the Eagles playing the Rams in LA.
Yeah.
This is going to be the Sunday night football game next week.
Yeah. See?
Well, we already know who you have. So we're not even going to question.
But don't forget one thing about the Lions. Don't forget that Jared Goff can throw 5 picks in the game. Yeah, he won, But you're not gonna always get that win, so don't sleep on that.
And I'm never
not taking nothing away from him.
And I'm never going to sleep on Dan Campbell because we saw last year in the NFC Championship game he can lose the game for you with his boneheaded decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't ever take out the fact that Detroit can choke because he got a coach who has shown that he had a 17-point lead at halftime and he just decided I'm going to just go ahead and go for fourth down every time he can do it. And when you it still brings back bad memories. It's still bringing back some bad memories because I was so excited to see the Lions make the Super Bowl last year.
Green Bay, Minnesota, the Rams.
Okay.
All undertones right now.
Here's the problem. I'll break
all undertones, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
None of those three teams
make the wild cards.
Yeah. And none of those three teams are going to win on the road in the playoffs against either Eagles or Lions.
Hey, I haven't made a prediction yet. Okay. I'm just saying the Eagles have a team to stand up there and stand tall. I just haven't seen them play that way. Okay. I'm sorry. And Lamont, I'm not talking stuff. You see what I'm seeing from your team, man. Anybody that watched the Eagles play, it hasn't been pretty.
But it has not. But one thing that the teams you just said, we beat them already.
True.
And we're gonna beat the Rams this week. So we beat the Packers, we beat the Vikings, and I'm saying it now that we're beating the Rams in LA.
Okay, all right. No arguments here.
In SoFi?
In SoFi.
Down in the books.
All right, so we heard. You guys heard that.
You heard that? Write it in the books.
Write in the books in SoFi. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So I feel the same way. I think the Eagles this year, like I said, they may not get past the Lions, but they're definitely going to get to the championship game.
They'll be in the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
Now, speaking of the Vikings, I got a quick question for y'all.
Don't cut them out.
I gave it to Steve.
Go ahead.
Now, you since you did beat me, this week.
Sure did.
And
he said he didn't say he beat you. He said he put hands.
I put hands on you.
I'm still in first place.
I know.
So let's not get.
You got a 1-game lead. Listen to me. You're in first in your conference. I'm in first in mine.
What league is that?
Exactly.
What league is that?
Ranch Boys.
Ranch Boys.
I'm trash in that league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would y'all talk about a league that my team is trash?
You're the New York Jets of Ranch Boys. You're the New York Jets of Ranch Boys.
Moving right along. Go ahead, Lamont.
Wait. My question is, Steve. So
go ahead.
I have two players. I have Higgins and what's his name? Thomas on bye.
Okay.
So I need a flex. Who do I go?
Okay.
Cam Akers or Trey Benson?
Ooh. The fumbler or Trey Benson?
Oh, God.
Or Ricky Pearsall from the Niners.
God, I know.
What's the wide receiver option?
I'd almost go with Pearsall.
That's all I got. It's a flex play.
It's a flex.
Yeah, so what's the wide receiver options?
Well, you said Pearsall.
Yeah, because Higgins and Thomas is on.
Yeah, two guys are on bye.
So Pearsall, Cam Akers, or Trey Benson.
Okay, yeah. Let me look. I'd almost go with Pearsall. He's your best candidate to get a touchdown. The Vikings are playing the Bears.
Hold up, Derek. I am not trashing your league. You need to stop it. Hey. I am not. I just won this week, man.
Oh, please. Anyway.
I'm making the playoffs, and just because you said that, I'm a win. I just, Derek, man, y'all got people just.
He got so many 3-8 teams, 2-9, 4-7.
No. I got 4 out of 31 teams. I got 4 teams that are doing bad, and other than that, out of 31 teams. My only bad teams is 4 teams, and all the other teams is playoff bound, sir.
Okay, all right. Anyway,
so I wanted to put the record out there. Let the record show.
Look, we're gonna follow up on that in a few weeks when it comes time for the playoffs. But let's help. We gotta help my man out with fantasy here. He got a flex option here. I'd almost go with Pearsall. I mean, that's the only
That's
one.
the only thing I saw that's worth anything that he said.
Yeah, Pearsall's the only one I can think.
So you don't think Cam Akers is going to get – because he kind of splitting with Jones.
What was that? Is Aaron Jones hurt?
He was kind of hurt. He did come back in.
Yeah, because
he wasn't like – yeah,
because Aaron Jones is going to get 20 carries. So how many carries can Cam Akers get?
Touchdown last week. So
he did get a touchdown.
Yeah. If Jones is tired,
right? I mean,
hey, let the fumbler come in.
Yeah.
But like Steve says, his favorite saying is feast or famine.
Feast or famine.
Feast or famine when it comes to Cam Akers.
Yeah, he can look good when he wants to look good, but he can look bad. I think they're playing the Bears divisional game.
It's time to do the picks. You want to do the picks with Lamont on the phone?
Well, yeah, but we got to help him with his fantasy pick first. I would go with Pearsall. If
we told him Pearsall. You can go with Cam if you want to, and he liable to get another touchdown.
Yeah,
go with him if you want to.
All right, we gotta get these picks in.
Oh, Derek, he said it on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for tuning in, but you want to talk trash to me on both the platforms.
Yeah, before we get the picks in, we can't ignore the AFC. We talked a whole lot of NFC. We gotta talk about the Bills and the Chiefs. That was the game of the year.
We definitely gonna talk about that. We can still do the picks while Lamont's on the phone. We don't.
Yeah.
Let's get the picks out the way, and then we'll talk about that game.
We're gonna divert. We're gonna do a little different this week. So let's do the picks. You want to go first?
You know what? Let me see. No, go ahead. Let's talk about the game. All right, you made me feel some type of way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ignore the Bills and the Chiefs. That was the game of the year.
I'm not ignoring the Bills and the Chiefs because that game
that's your team.
was exciting.
What was your name for the Bills last year?
A well-oiled machine?
No.
Or the Steamboat?
The Steamboat. The Bills steamboat the Chiefs this week, 30-21. And it really wasn't that close. If you really want to get to just at the game, the Bills were definitely the best team that day. And I got the Bills as the number one team in the AFC right now. Some people are talking Steelers. I got to go with there's been a whole lot of
Steelers their records show something.
Yeah, I mean, people trust the Steelers coach.
Hey,
you know what you're gonna get with Tomlin.
I speak highly of him.
Yeah, so
there's nothing bad about Tomlin.
Yeah, so when it comes to coaching, you definitely take Tomlin over McDermott because McDermott
really good defense too.
Yeah, but we see in the playoffs before McDermott can stink it up in the playoffs with his coaching.
True,
and so Bills, Steelers, Chiefs. Those are my big three in the AFC. Anybody got anybody else they want to put up there?
Baltimore's still there.
Nah, well, I'm trying to believe in the Ravens, but how can you play the Steelers and only get Derrick Henry 13 rushes?
And there it is right there.
I mean, we've had this argument all year long. When Derrick Henry gets the ball 20, 25 times, they win. They win easy.
I got a boy, a man that I play with at poker.
Yeah.
We play a lot. He's like an advocate for Lamar Jackson. The last time that Henry wasn't getting enough carries, I just made a phone call to him, and for some reason, Lamar started handing the ball off to Henry more.
Right.
This week, I was busy doing something else, so I wasn't able to give him a call so he can call into the Ravens organization and get Henry the ball more, because this man is an advocate. He's adamant about that Lamar Jackson can do no wrong, and that Henry gets the ball enough a game. And I'm going to get him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's an actor, and he's a cool person. I got to get him on the show because something else when it comes to this Derrick Henry thing.
Look, there's two running backs in the league. Your team got one of them, Saquon Barkley, and then Derrick Henry. Those two got to touch the ball in some way or another at least 20, 25 times a game, because you might stop them on 21 times. You might stop them 22 times. But those 2 or 3 times, they can take it to the house. They can break it.
Don't forget about Chuba Hubbard.
Okay, anyway,
yeah, he's
I like Chubb. No, I'm not going to disrespect Chuba Hubbard.
I don't like the way he just left.
I'm not going to disrespect Chuba Hubbard because he was a beast in college.
He a beast in the NFL.
Well, he's a beast. He's good in the NFL, but he was a beast in college. If you look back on his Oklahoma State career, I think he had like top 3 all time rushing yards.
He's top 4 right now in the NFL.
No, look.
Yeah, he's gonna get 1,000. You know.
But come on, let's not put him in the same league as Barkley and Derrick Henry though. I mean, I like him.
Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley are elite players.
Absolutely,
no question.
Absolutely.
But so is Josh Jacobs and Chuba Hubbard, which is bringing up number 4.
Okay, Josh Jacobs. We know what Josh Jacobs brings to the table. We know this.
Okay, and Chuba Hubbard's on his bumper.
And listen, I'm playing with you. You know I gotta give you. If I don't give you,
you see how you do with me, Lamont.
Look, if I don't give you any pants, listen to me. You guys had the best week last week. You want to know why?
I don't want to hear that
because it was a bye. It was a bye week, so it was a great week for the Panthers.
Okay,
I can't make fun of them because they didn't do nothing last week. I mean that.
Hey, but honest, the Panthers been winning, man. The Panthers
2 straight.
They won.
Hey, the last time you saw us, we won. What happened the last time we saw you, Steve? Your team. What happened? What happened the last time we saw your team?
Who did they beat? They beat the Giants, and they beat was the Raiders?
Well, we beat the Raiders a long time ago.
Yeah,
long time ago.
You beat the Panthers, the Giants, and who's the other team you beat?
He just disrespectful. That's what it is.
Who else did you guys beat?
Shout out Derek.
Yeah.
Shout out Panther Nation.
Anyway.
Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot. Shout out to all y'all.
And
we gonna get it this week.
And another team that let us down, the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't like the way he just talked over. You saw that song I did, Lamont?
You know, so I gotta put the truth out. I gotta put the truth out.
Okay, go ahead.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
That was an awesome game too. I didn't think that game should have been in that top spot. I thought the Buffalo and Kansas City game should have had that spot.
Right.
But both of those games did not disappoint. And I appreciate the way it happened because I probably wouldn't have watched that other game the way I watched it if it was not in that spot.
Yeah.
And they won me some money, so hey, it is what it is.
I mean, the Bengals, Joe Burrow's having the greatest season of somebody who has a losing record. I mean, he's putting up beast numbers week after week.
You know who it reminds me of?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, the king of trash time.
Yeah.
And now it seems like it's turned into him.
It's turned. Don't get me started. You know, I always thought he's trash anyway. Yeah, so the Bengals was a letdown. But you know who turned it around for me on Monday night? And you know who I always love to see? The Houston Texans put a whoop, you know what, on the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, my goodness. That was beautiful.
I think everybody...
we could agree. Lamont, we could agree on that now.
We all agree on that one.
You know, everybody loves to see the Cowboys get whooped.
That was fun.
Oh, my goodness.
The best part I loved about it was, like, you know, during the game, they did a close-up of Jerry Jones in his box.
And he looked at that look on his
face. And he had that look on his face like, I want to kill these mother effers.
The best part about it is it's going to happen again this week.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
You know what's a trip about when Dallas having a bad season? They fans are not so bad. They're not so bad when they're having a bad season.
They are hurt. Where are they? Where are they? We haven't heard. I haven't heard a Cowboy fan this year yet.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you know, and star status. You know, they used to call all last season
all the time.
Hello. Does this phone work? Oh, it gotta work. Lamont on the phone.
I actually got a little. I got a little beef last year. They got a little upset with me because I refused to put the Cowboys in the top 3, and remember they were holding like, how dare you not put the Cowboys in the top 3?
And you refuse to call them America's team, so they don't like you for
exactly. I said,
hey, they're not even Texas team. That's crazy.
Exactly. Speaking of the real America's team now, the Bills and the Chiefs had the highest rated game last week in the last, I think they said 2007. It's the last time in a regular season game you had a higher rated game on a Sunday day game. I'm not talking about the night games. I'm talking about the Sunday day games. They're right now. They are America's team as far as the energy, the fan base, the passion. They're not the best team, but they got the best fan base right now.
Well, you know what? Let's climb into these picks.
Yeah, let's do it. We got you on here. We're gonna start with
real quick.
Week 12.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick. I got a sleeper for y'all from Steve's team.
Okay.
Start Noah Brown. Mm-hmm. Noah Brown is gonna go off against the Dallas.
I hope so. Yes, I hope he does. This man, I hope quite a few guys go off because I got about like 4 or 5 commanders on my team. So
you the only two that I know that play fantasy football and got your whole team littered with your favorite team.
I'm gonna be crying week 14 when we're on bye because I got like 3 or 4 guys on each of my teams, and so I got to already start planning for what I'm gonna do when these guys go on.
I love it because I think that's when I play you again.
Yeah, well, I'm already planning ahead of time, so I'm already loading up knowing that. But I hope Noah Brown. I don't know why the Texans let him go. I'm still kind of curious. I know they had Dalton Schultz, but I would have kept both of them.
Sometimes when some people and attitudes don't agree with each other, you gotta get fresh people in.
Okay, well,
gotta get fresh people because they just don't mix. Some people just don't mix together.
All right. Well, speaking of attitude, Thursday night, still one of the best. Even though the Browns stink it up every year, Steelers Browns is still one of those special rivalries. Steelers Ravens, of course, is the best one in the in NFC North, but Steelers Browns.
Who you taking, Steve?
Oh, yeah. Steelers, of course, but there will be some fighting. There will be,
I'm taking the Steelers too, but I want to pick this on my card to make some money.
No.
And the people who listen to me about making money, this is a game that
never touch.
You don't want to mess with it because of the history this team has had. And I'm gonna tell you this: the Steelers should win this with flying colors, but Jameis Winston, that is starting for QB over there.
Yeah, he's a gunslinger.
Yeah. At any given time, he could put up 500 yards and 3-4 touchdowns.
Right.
So and
3 picks.
And he has 3 picks. See, he's going. Think about him. He's accurate, but he's accurate to both teams. So the ball hardly ever touches the ground. It's either going to go to the other team or it's going to go to his receiver, but he's going to hit somebody. So, I wouldn't touch that game for nothing.
That's why I'm telling all my people who depend on me for the picks.
No, don't touch it.
Yeah, I'm not messing with him. But I wanted to see his stats from last week, where
I think they over close to 300 yards. I mean, he put the stats up. He puts the numbers up.
Well, see, last week he had 30 completions, 46 attempts, 395 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Right. And
none.
And they lost 35-14.
True.
Because of my man Taysom Hill. You want to talk about a player come out of nowhere to give you fantasy glory. Taysom Hill had about 300 some yards by himself with 3 touchdowns.
And I'm gonna tell you something
That's
crazy.
A dream.
I picked up Taysom Hill in a few leagues, and he made me excel. Yahoo is a league. They need to fix whatever they got going on.
Yeah.
I put Taysom Hill in the game, and then when I went to look at my team, he was on the bench.
Right.
So somebody told me I didn't press submit or something.
Yahoo got to submit.
See, that's crazy.
ESPN, you can just once you make the change, it goes automatically. But Yahoo, you have to actually press the submit button.
And then Yahoo, if you press the submit button, watch sometimes, it'll show him in the game, and then when you refresh it, he's not in the game.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah, those who've done Yahoo Fantasy, you got to be careful with that one. Now, I can vouch for that one too. But we got to get your pick. Did you say Steelers?
Oh, yeah, Steelers is
okay, we just want to make sure.
And now we're about to get through this. Morning games, the big game of the week. Kansas City goes into Carolina to play the Carolina Panthers. And I'm taking Carolina for the upset.
Okay.
Hey, man, why are you laughing?
Okay, the Chiefs just came off of a big loss, the first loss of the
season.
I don't care. The Chiefs are going to put such a whoop on the Panthers. I expect half your fan base to already be headed to the exits before halftime. That's how bad this loss is going to be.
I'm gonna tell you like this: we got our young phenom running back that was in Texas.
Yes,
he gets his big start this week. to backing up Chuba Hubbard, that's already the number 4 man on the NFL rushing list this season. It's going to be a nice 1-2 punch. Now, the keys to this game is Bryce Young will be starting.
Okay.
So far, I haven't heard anything different. Carolina needs to hold on to this ball and keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands.
Right.
We need to play smash mouth football. We need to come out of the of our huddle and play action and run. Run.
So between the two of them, they share about 30 carries between the two of them.
Put them on the back.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hand at all.
Okay.
Give the defense as little as possible to do. Period.
Can we say Bryce Young have the fewest attempts in NFL history this week?
No.
You want him to throw the ball?
No. He's going to have to throw the ball. We can't be one-sided, but we're going to have to be kind of one-sided.
Okay, he can run.
We got to hit him. We got to hit him down the field.
Man.
And I just want him to keep his swag. And Panthers get that 3 straight, so I could buy this memorabilia I need to buy.
Now I did hear also you guys got Adam Thielen come back too.
Yes, sir. Off IR.
So yeah,
that was Young's favorite target last season. Quiet as kept. Like I said, Adam Thielen last season. If you pay attention, you can talk all the trash you want to talk about Bryce Young, but he was a top 5 wide receiver with Bryce Young starting, even though Carolina had a trash record last season. Also,
speaking of that,
the only way y'all can win is if y'all run the ball away from Chris Jones, first off.
No.
But if y'all run the ball, it's possible for it to be a close game. I don't think y'all can win.
No.
But I think it can be because of the way the Panthers are playing, it can be a watchable game. I'll give you that.
The only thing I can see is, God forbid, Mahomes get hurt. That's the only thing I could see that can cause him a loss. But I would never want that to happen. But yeah, I think this is going to be a blowout.
So it's clear to think that you guys are going with Kansas City?
Yeah, all the way.
Sir.
I don't care. Moving right along, Minnesota goes into Chicago to play the Bears. Who y'all going with?
Woo. God, this is another one. Do not put on your ticket.
Toss up.
Yeah, toss up. I'm gonna go with the Vikings because there's something going on with the Bears.
Toss up.
It's a toss up because
the Vikings gonna win convincingly.
Nah.
Well, both of y'all go with the Bears then.
No, I'm going with the. I got the Vikings too, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm saying this is one of those games that could be ugly. It could be an ugly win.
The Bears defense can come out of late.
Right, and that's the thing.
This is a game that I'm not telling you guys to pick to make money off of, but this is a game that I'm telling you that you throw on the card after you have your for sure card. But this is not a game that you're going to count on.
All right.
This next game is a game that you will be counting on. The Tennessee Titans go into Texas to play the Texans. Put this on your card. The Texans all the way. Make your money.
What's the point spread on that one?
I haven't looked at the point spread yet. I don't care.
It
could be 14.
Okay.
The Texans going to win by at least 21.
All right. They had a blowout last week, so I'm expecting the Texans to come closer to home. So Texans will win, but I don't think they're going to cover. I wouldn't.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, that's just how the Texans were playing this year. They have a great win, and then they'll have a stinker, and then have a great win, stinker.
And you know what? I understand, and I respect that. Lamar, who are you picking?
Well, yeah, it's Houston. You know, Tennessee playing against their old state team, the Houston Oilers. But
right,
yeah, it's definitely going to be Texans.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. Detroit goes in to come to Indianapolis to play the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm taking this. Get your money again. Take the Lions to beat the Colts convincingly. That's Texans Lions. You put on your money card to make your money. And this is also a team that you thought wasn't going to cover last week.
Yeah, those Lions.
And they blew their backs out.
Yeah, no, the Lions, like I said, my favorite words, feast or famine. There've been a whole lot of feasts this year.
And they about to eat again. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they about to eat some turkey.
Well, I do like the fact that Anthony Richardson did bounce back last week. and great win against the anytime you beat the Jets, it makes me happy. So
That's
that was
a
good
bounce
for
back.
him. But yes, this week the Lions should do what you said and blow them out. They should do it. Should. So we'll see.
All right. Next game.
Are you going with the Colts?
Oh yeah, no. I'm going
okay.
Detroit.
All right, we just want to make sure. We want to make sure. Go ahead. What's your next game?
You already picked your team.
Football, man. Come on.
Now the next game is Patriots come down to Miami to play the Dolphins. I'm taking the Fins.
Yeah. The Patriots are playing for the draft pick, so I got Dolphins too.
Yeah, Miami.
Yep.
They want
moving right along, going into New York. Tampa Bay is flying out there to get down with the Giants. I'm taking Tampa.
Yeah. They gave they took out that young what's his name, Daniel Jones is not going to start. They're going to go back to they're going to go back to what's his name, the pizza man. What's his name?
DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah. So yeah,
he got his mob name.
Yeah, I would take that as more of a blowout than I would the other one you mentioned about the Vikings Bears. I think the Bucs gonna put hands on.
I didn't say the Vikings were gonna blow the Bears out.
No, what's the other one?
I didn't put that on the card. The only games I put on the card was the Texans Lions.
Okay,
that's what you put your money with, people. Texans Lions.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we got the Bucs.
Everybody convincing with the Bucs. All right. Next game.
Kate Oden too.
All right.
Go off.
Okay.
Dallas goes marching down to Washington to play the Commanders after that stinking loss they just taken. I'm going to take the Commanders to beat the Cowboys. This is also the game to put on your card. Cooper Rush.
I'm a Commanders fan, but I'm going to put on my card. I hope the Commanders win. See, you guys don't have any great rivalries in your division. This is the problem. In NFC South, there's no great rivalries. There's good rivalries, but there's no great ones. Cowboys Commanders is a great rivalry. So I expect the Cowboys, even though as much as I hate them, they're gonna give a better performance than they should. So I think it's gonna be a close game. I think Commanders win close.
What about you, Lamont? What you thinking?
I want to go upset special, but Dallas is so trash.
Yeah.
I heard what Steve's saying, and I understand about a great rivalry. But right now, I believe the Cowboys want either the number 1 or number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Everybody's going after that boy coming out of Colorado.
Yeah.
Shakir's wide receiver, the guy that plays both ways.
Yes.
Hunter.
So that's what I think the Cowboys want.
No, I mean, no question.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to even be in the building this week. Yeah. Put the Commanders on your card.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen to me. I hope so. I love this. As I mentioned before, I love to see the Cowboys get blown out.
What's the Colorado wide receiver that plays defensive end and wide receiver?
Travis Hunter is his name. If you don't know who he is yet, look him up because he's going to be a superstar.
If you don't know him, you will.
You will. Because he's going to be a superstar in the NFL. Yeah. So he's going to be a superstar. So the Cowboys are already kind of inkling like they might try to do a little okey doke to move up to either get
and if they keep losing, Steve, they don't have to move up.
Well, yeah.
If they keep losing, they're not going to have to move up.
I mean, hey.
Oh, and they will.
Because the Tennessee Titans, if they take number 1, the Cowboys go number 2. Tennessee is definitely going to get Colorado's quarterback, and the Dallas is going to get Hunter.
Yeah, but there's a couple other teams too. Don't forget the Raiders; they're also stinking it up. And there's about 3 or 4 teams that are all, and the Patriots are stinking it up. So there's about 3 or 4 teams trying to get that first pick.
Yeah, true.
So we're gonna see. I got the Commanders too.
That's the beautiful thing about the gambling.
Yeah,
when you know these type of things, you take advantage of it.
Take advantage.
So we're all going with Commanders, right?
Yeah, Commanders.
Yep. Moving right along, the Broncos come down to play the Raiders in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah, speaking of which, our boy Bo Nix, man, the I winds up putting him in my fantasy league. 4 touchdowns last week. He was the AFC Offensive Rookie of the Month of October.
With a name like Bo Nix, you just knew he had to be good.
You knew he had to be good. So I got Bo Nix all the way. I think the Broncos are going to. Now this is one you should put on your ticket. You put stuff on your ticket that are questionables. This is not questionable at all. Broncos are going to go into Vegas and
y'all heard that from Steve. I'm not taking it.
You're not taking it. Well, you should.
Now, when it comes to rivalries, this rivalry and the Raiders, they want to snatch a win from they every team they playing hard.
Okay.
And Bo, Bo's he's doing pretty good. He's still a rookie, right?
Yeah, he's
still a rookie, right?
Okay.
I'm not putting that on my betting card, but it's a game I will throw in to add some extra sauce to a card, though.
Okay.
I will add some extra sauce. Who you going with, Lamont? I think we lost Lamont. All right, so let's finish the picks up.
All right, let's do it then. Cardinals Seahawks. I'm going with God. This is an ugly one. I'm gonna take the Cardinals with on the road. This is one.
Blow with the sports. Who's calling? Is that you?
Yeah, I lost connection with you.
Okay, yeah, we were worried. We had that.
So who'd you pick? Broncos or Raiders?
Oh, Broncos. Next is gonna go off.
Thank you.
All right.
Now we're saying
shout out to James Johnson. He said Mike in the building. I'm just looking at the feed from YouTube. Holla at you, boy. How you doing, sir?
We appreciate all you guys listening to us. We appreciate you so much. You just don't know. You give us the fuel for our fire because we, like I said, we just like telling it like it is. So speaking of that, Cardinals Seahawks. Who do you got?
I'm going with the home team, Seahawks. Lamont, who you going with?
Finally, something different. I'm going with Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going with Arizona too.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
They've had I think they had 2 weeks to prepare for this one. I think they're gonna do it. So yeah.
Okay. I think Walker gonna have a big game in this game.
And I like Michael Harrison Jr. or what's his name? Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah,
that's cool. And then the 49ers go down to Green Bay to play the Packers.
Okay, this is a rematch of the was the NFC divisional round game last year. They had the Niners and the Packers. I think Niners knocked the Packers off.
Packers return the favor. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, God. God, this is a tough one. All right. I got a reason to take either one. Niners let me down last week. I think I'm going to go with the Niners this week.
The Niners are a little gimpy. I'm going to let you know that.
I know they're a little gimpy, but I think...
a little bit. I think McCaffrey gets into his stride this week.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And and I think they're going to edge. It's not going to be a blowout or anything, but McCaffrey getting into his stride.
They'll find a way.
So both you guys taking Frisco?
We got Frisco.
Yeah.
And I'm taking Green Bay. Okay, that'll work. Sunday night. You know what it is.
Yes,
Eagles fly, come down to SoFi to play the Rams. I'm taking the Rams with my upset special.
You like losing money, huh? Okay. All right.
Taking the Rams upset special.
Now, get me wrong. I would love the Rams to win this game because that would benefit the Commanders. That'll help get us back in the first place. I just don't think it's going to happen. I got the Eagles too.
Right.
All right.
Listen, man, I'm a realist. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to.
I pick from what I see and what I've been watching, and the Rams are starting to pick up, and they're looking nice. If the Eagles play like they played last week, there's no way they're going to beat the Rams.
Okay.
Period. But hey, I'm gonna be looking for you to call back next week, Lamont. Because if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll say it. I'll tip my hat and give you your kudos. But hey, Matthew Stafford, you coming to his house?
We'll throw at least 2 picks.
All right. So on Monday, I got that. Now we got the Harbaugh Bowl on Monday Night Football.
Ooh, Harbaugh against Harbaugh.
Harbaugh versus Harbaugh. The Ravens and the Chargers.
I'm gonna go with Lamar in this game.
God.
You guys are quiet.
Well, we don't know what Raven
team. You guys are quiet. What's going on?
Which Raven team's going to show up?
Put your chest out.
Is it going to be the 25 times?
Put your chest out. Just say it. Say it loud.
Say it with your chest.
I got to go with the Chargers. I can't trust until I see the Ravens consistently give the ball to Derrick Henry. I can't trust them. I know with Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh.
This is gonna be a different game because of brother against brother.
Yeah, he's gonna give the ball to J.K. Dobbins. Ravens, you don't know what team's gonna show up.
Oh, it's a revenge game for Dobbins too.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Dobbins gonna have a big game. I got the Chargers eking it out.
Okay. Who you taking?
I don't see it that way though. I see Lamar. He gonna bounce back. I see both LA teams from LA, but both LA teams is losing this weekend.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So Baltimore, Henry's gonna rush for about 75. He's not gonna run crazy, but I think Lamar is gonna go off. Look for likely Andrews might get a touchdown. Lamar might run in himself at least once. So
okay.
It's gonna be a Lamar Jackson day.
Well, we at least we agree.
Yeah, we agree on that.
Steve going with the Chargers.
So before we close it out, just run real quick because the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame announced its semifinalists for the Hall of Fame this year. And so I just want to throw a name at you, a name that you and I both have had a lot of bad experiences with in the past. Eli Manning. Do you think Eli Manning is an NFL Hall of Famer?
That's a tough one, but I feel like he is.
I mean, two wins over Brady in the Super Bowl.
First ballot.
Yeah.
I don't think he shouldn't be a first ballot, but I think the second go around he should. I don't think he's a first ballot.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so then he's up for the semifinalists this year. So there's a big question mark because credential wise, he looks like he should be a lock to get in the finals because 2-time Super Bowl MVP, both against Tom Brady. I mean, 57,000 yards passing. You know, you got a whole lot of things. I think like 4 or 5 Pro Bowls. That's a lot of things, you know, and don't forget about the fact that he played about 200 straight games without getting hurt. So I mean, that's a tough one. Like I said,
it could be a lot. It could be a lot. I think he was one of the best game in his time.
Yeah,
he was one of the best game managers. He had really good teams,
right? Good defenses,
really good defenses.
Yeah,
and he managed the game. He was a beneficiary of that. So,
I agree.
I mean, was he a good quarterback? Yes. He wasn't his brother, no. But he definitely is a Hall of Famer. I don't think first ballot, but if he does, it wouldn't be like crazy because he does have this stuff.
Okay.
You guys are disrespectful. Eli Manning is definitely a Hall of Famer, a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's the man that beat the GOAT twice in big games. And I disagree with the team, what you're saying. The last time he beat the GOAT, his offense was not great. I think they had like 6 wins that season. And the defense, don't get me wrong, the defense was nice, but the offense wasn't. And they beat an unbeaten New England Patriot team. They were perfect until they met what was it? 5 it was they had like 5 or 6 wins. It was something crazy. They snuck up in there.
That bad. Come on now.
They were bad that season.
They weren't 5 or 6 win bad. They were like 9 and 7.
They were like the worst team to make it in that year.
Yeah, they were like 9 and 7. Don't
9 and 7?
Don't not bad.
Hey.
Anyway, okay.
They shouldn't have held a candle to that team, and they beat them convincingly.
Okay, they did. I mean, like I said, I don't. It's just kind of, you know, as Commander fans and Eagle fans, it's just hard to get Eli Manning in there, but it's just one of those. But I will close. Yeah, no, it's just hard. It's hard. But I will close out though. We got some Panthers up for the Hall of Fame this year. Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly. I'm saying
Luke
his name
Kuechly.
Messed up.
Oh, whatever. Well, I know one name I can say right. Steve Smith Sr.
Yes, sir.
He's up for the Hall of Fame.
Mr. Santa Monica College.
Now this is
sir.
Now the one lock this year should definitely be Antonio Gates.
Of course.
I think he's a guaranteed lock.
Everybody should know Antonio Gates needs to be there.
Some there are kind of question marks. Terrell Suggs, at some point he should get in, but I don't know about this year. Earl Thomas, Adam Vinatieri, James Harrison, Jared Allen. I mean, this is a pretty solid semifinal class this year.
And thank you for calling in, Lamont. Thank you for your support.
Definitely.
And I'm going to look forward to you calling back next week when the Rams beat the Eagles and the Carolina Panthers upset the Kansas City Chiefs.
Listen to me. If the Panthers beat the Chiefs, I'm calling in sick next week. There's no way I'm going to be on this show because
it looks like you got a fever already, though.
I know. Listen, because his head's going to blow. I mean, if they beat the Chiefs next week, this room's not big enough to hold his ego.
What do you mean?
Woo,
we beat the Chiefs,
he's gonna go off.
Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. Yeah. Let's get it. And you know what, Derek? I'm coming to the bar. I'm coming to the bar to meet up with you guys this week.
What?
We need to put all our energy together for this game. You gonna come, Steve? You need to come, Steve.
No way.
Come on, Steve.
No way would I. Listen to me. I'd rather go to a cowboy bar at this point.
You know what? You're disrespectful. Lamont, thank you for calling in. We gotta get up out of here.
All right. I'd rather go to a cowboy bar at this point.
Look forward to seeing you, hearing from you next week.
All right.
Later.
All right.
Listen to me. I follow the Panthers on their blogs, and I mean the stuff these people say.
Yeah, you know,
it's like I want to go off every day and just like lie to these people, but I said no. Nah.
They upset me a lot too. They upset me, but you know, when the organization's so upside down and bad decisions are being made, this is what you get.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure you experienced that with what your team went through.
I told you that's why I identify with it because I went through for 20 years, and your owners is saying he's the Daniel Snyder South.
And thank y'all for tuning in. We want to see y'all next week.
Yes.
Hear from y'all next week. Call in next week.
Call in, please.
Especially when you know Carolina win this Sunday coming. You know how it's gonna be up in here. We're gonna be big partying up in here.
I want to hear my Mike Tyson overrated people calling. Anybody who feels like me that yes, Mike Tyson of course had a legendary status, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna have to start. We're gonna start and close on it. It's like a book. We start and close together. So we started with Mike Tyson ripping people off, and we're going to close on destroying his legacy with this embarrassment of a performance.
This wasn't even a real fight. See y'all next week.
Tell those people who lost their money in Vegas it wasn't a real fight.
They should have known.
Okay.
They grown.
Well,
peace. We see y'all next week.
Peace out.